Hi, I'm being somewhat quiet. Let's do these settings here. What is this? Let's see. Layouts. I kind of like this layout. It's kind of fun. I got my beauty filter on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Okay, so I wrote a book called Writing Through the Archetypes. That's what it's called. And I'm going to pull it up in my Atticus. If you're a writer, you might have heard of Atticus. And okay, neat. Okay. And if you have, it's basically a formatting program, but you can also write in it. Scrivener is also a good one to write in because you can organize your information pretty well. Um, that's not really what Atticus is, it's more of a formatting program. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull it up. I have two here. Let's see. That's right. And let's look at some of these. I think it'll be kind of fun to kind of look at. And feel free to comment. Feel free to say hi to me. But we're gonna work with the archetypes this morning, and there's lots of different types. So I'm just gonna say them. Okay, so we have there's 12 of them. We have the pure light, the soulkin, the star ward, the heart sworn, the horizon walker, the chain breaker, the soul flame, the manifester, the joy bringer, the truth singer, the alchemist, the realm binder. Okay, so they are akin to some of your traditional types of archetypes in mythology and that kind of thing. Like, for example, the pure light would be the innocent, right? The soul can, I think, would be more hearkened to um, the everyday man, right? Everyday woman. Heartsworn is going to be more like your caregiver. Your horizon walker is going to be your explorer. So just to kind of give you an idea, I got a little bit creative with the way I wanted to present these archetypes. So you're here with me, and in the United States, we had some big things happen over the last couple of days, and for some of us, over the last 9 years. And so, and it all kind of came to a head. And so, many of us are dealing with our emotions in that experience and the next steps for us. So, what I'll invite you to do is, if you are someone that is working through that, like I am, writing is a very good resource to help us transform energy, right? It's the way, right? It's one of the ways, right? Whether it's artwork, dance, singing, listening to music, looking at artwork, integrating our feelings and emotions, watching TV, to help us kind of get out of our head a little bit and just get into our our I don't know, just get out of our minds for for a moment, right? But what's interesting with writing is that it can be very technical, but it could also be a lot of other things, where you're just allowing the flow to move through you, right? And so, what I'll invite you to do is, let's just take a moment now, and I think, put in the comments all of those things. We've got, well, I don't know if I can do that. Let's see. Hold on one second. Yeah, maybe I can. Yikes. The different archetypes that I've created based on your traditional archetype. Oh, I can. Yay. All right. So in the comments, looks like it did it a couple of times there. Um, and the last one is the realm binder. Um, I want you just to take a look at these and just determine which one of them resonates with you. Just reading them, Pure Light, Sulkin, Star Ward, just which one resonates right now with you. And then just pop them in the comments. I'm going to go and look on my Facebook on my other side because I can't see the comments there. Okay. La la la. This is in the As You Write community. Okay, let's see. One comment. That's just me. Okay. Where are we? Funny, Delora. You're so funny. I ain't got no time for filters. Oh, well, I got a little bit of time for filters. Okay, let's just be real. Okay. Not filters as in filtered conversation. That's not what I was suggesting. I'm suggesting, you know, the beauty filter because I need a little beauty filter today. Anyway, which archetype uses a big fluffy unicorn pin? She says it's so cute. That would probably be the Pure Light. Let's see. But I kind of feel like you're also the chain breaker and the joy bringer. The joy bringer is also kind of on the jester side if you were looking at that different type of archetype, but not foolish, right? You know, you can be the fool as in allowing an opening of things to kind of naturally come. Like when you look at the tarot and you see, you know, the Fool, or you look at the Osho Zen cards, and you see that he's stepping off the path to reach for something beautiful, and you know, you think to yourself, "Oh, that's going to kill him," you know. But the understanding there is that deep wisdom. That's yes, Truth Singer is definitely you, Delora. That I'm reaching for something, you know, and I'm going to allow the next thing to fall in front of me to be there. And so it's just a very moment by moment kind of energy. So that joy bringer could be that unicorn, fluffy pen, the Pure Light. But you know, the thing with unicorns, they have no problem protecting themselves, you know, because they have that pointed direction, clear focus, right? So I really love that. Let's just do a couple of exercises. I think they'll be fun. I don't even know what they are yet. So we're going to just tap in and drop in. We need to drop in, don't we? A little bit, not a lot, just a little drop in. So 3 or 5 to 10 to 25, about 3,000 deep breaths with a deeper exhale. And even making that sound is really good. It tells the brain that everything is okay. Right? Let's do another one. Just really let that out all the way. Helps to regulate the nervous system, you know, until we have our next thought. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I love that. Oh my God, Delora, that's so cute. Stamps foot and nods. I love it. Oh, it's so beautiful. The realm binder here that you don't see, that's the ruler. That's probably the reason why I was left off. We're having a moment with our rulers, aren't we? But that could actually be a good exercise in a way. not ready. I'm not ready for that exercise. That exercise would be coming from a position when we write of someone who is a ruler, right? Someone who is the realm binder, the person that is the leader of all of the world and all of the countries and all of the things and all of the people and all of the, that makes big decisions um, that affect lots of people. And so, if you wanted to, you could do a writing exercise. I'm not ready for that yet, but you could do a writing exercise from that position. You know, listen, we're going to go fantasy here. We're going to go like fiction here. We're going to go like really creative writing here. You don't have to be if you are generally a nonfiction writer, um, let's be a little fiction, you know? Let's kill our enemies in our stories, right? It's actually very healing. It's okay. I remember when I was a kid, I was always writing mystery stories, and somebody was always getting killed off. And the reason why was because I had a difficult time processing my emotions. I had really bad anxiety. So I found that when someone would get it, and then it was like, oh, relief. And yes, I know that sounds psychotic. I know that doesn't sound good. But for me at the time, it was very helpful. So if you do have something like that going on and you want to write a Macbeth right now, do it. you know, um, the play that shall not be named, right? We can't say Macbeth, but all right. So let's just do this. Whichever one of these resonates with you, right? If you're like Delora, um, agreed on that, Delora. Agreed on that. It's well, we don't know what anything means or anything's for, so we don't know that this isn't centuries old stuff, right? We don't know that that isn't stuff. You know what would be a cool exercise on this particularly would be to use your imagination and go back to the exact nature of the wrong. Maybe a million years ago. I mean, I don't think anybody around then. When we're humans, when we're humans, or maybe some other thing or whatever, and going back and just finding out. Okay, well, where did all of this really start? Were we all just stardust? Where was this creation? Where did this creation happen? And so it could be last week, it could be 10 million years ago, right? We don't know. And that's what this is all about. So it's so cool. I actually rewatched Lost recently, and if you guys have never seen that show, please just no, right? I'm not going to spoiler, I don't think, anything, but in that show they really kind of go back to the beginning of things and how flawed things started out, in the very beginning, and then kind of at the end of it all, and how we all find each other again, and just so many different facets here. And if you've seen the show, you know exactly probably what I'm talking about. But um, it had the dynamics that pull everything together in all of creation is so fascinating to me. So you're like, okay, well, what does this have to do with the fact that you told me I was going to do exercises and write and create, Kira? Why are you talking? I was waiting for people to come on. Maybe that's what it was. But yeah, so a good exercise might be, um, excuse me. Hi, Martha. Um, a good exercise might be, okay, well, think of these different archetypes. Who do you resonate with? And I want you to write just for a minute, just really quickly, write out what, if you were to drop in, who are they to you? Now, I'm just giving you words here: the pure light, the soul kin, the star ward. if you were to consider or think about which one resonates with you the most, without, I have a quiz in the book and all that kind of stuff, and I haven't released the book yet or anything, but who do you resonate with? Just reading the words and put it in the comments. I feel like Dolores already said truth singer. Very true. Very true. Truth singers are, let me just tell you what a truth singer is in general. So, some of the characteristics of a truth singer are thoughtful, wise, and introspective. A quote, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing, right? Driven by desire for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, thrives on seeking truth, questioning reality, and exploring the deeper meaning of life. Truth singer is also a philosopher, teacher, scholar, dedicated to uncovering the mysteries of the universe and sharing their insights with others. When we think about in kind of a current psychological thing, we find that there are often truth singers in families, family dynamics. Sometimes they're considered the black sheep because they aren't afraid to say, wait a minute, that doesn't work. It doesn't necessarily mean they go out and suddenly become the chain breaker. They could, or they become the Star Ward, which is more of that kind of the fighter, or even protector. But they really, I think, just go, wait a minute, something's off here. I'm going to give you a minute on the clock to just go ahead and write about the archetype that you resonate with. Okay. I love that. Yeah, Shira is like my favorite. So Shira carries the sword of truth. You can hear it sing when she draws it from the sheath to prepare for the conflict. Right? So that would be your Star Ward. Right? Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill said that. So the Star Ward is an embodiment of courage, strength, and determination. This archetype is driven by a desire to overcome challenges and achieve greatness. The Star Ward thrives on adventure, seeking opportunities to rise above adversity and prove their mettle. Yeah, definitely you, Delora. Definitely you, Delora. So sometimes we have multiple archetypes within us where we're like, ooh, that resonates. So take a moment, whichever one resonates. I'm going to do a minute. Like I've said multiple times now, go ahead and start writing. And if you're on here as you're writing, if you need to mute me or whatever, I'm going to keep talking. Please feel free to comment. Say hi to me in the comments. I want to hear from you. Which archetype resonates with you? I can tell you a little bit more about it. Number 12 is the realm binder. So that is something there. Just so you know, some of these are going along with our different traditional archetypes. So the pure light would be the innocent. The soul Ken would be the everyday man or woman, or they, them. Right? The Star Ward is, I think, it's the protector, essentially. Right? But the one that generally goes into battle. Heartsworn is the caregiver. Horizon Walker is the explorer. So you can kind of pull in what you think they might be for you. But whichever one, truth singer. I also have all the MBTI types. So if that's something that's interesting for you, once I'm going to do a class on this probably at the end of next week. Please feel free to, I'm going to do it for free. It's going to be fun. It'll be less kind of talky Kira. We're going to do more exercises, but I want to spend a little time with you every day if I can, even just doing a live for 20 or 30 minutes, and let you know about it and let you know how to register for it. But yeah, I just want to do it for free just to get it started, start getting it out there, because archetypes are like fundamental to to us. They're fundamental to us understanding ourselves, right? The man, what is it that Einstein says? Maybe Delora knows this one. Um, Something about the unexamined life is not a life lived. So I think when I was first introduced to archetypes, it was with Carolyn Mace's work. And then I was like, oh, yeah, but it originated with Carl Jung. And then it was like, oh, yeah, it goes back to them olden times, them olden days when people had it real rough. I mean, and so we want to look at just what you feel resonates with you. I'm definitely a truth singer, but I tend to be quiet about it. I don't sing so much. I just am kind of like, well. I would also say the soul flame is the lover, right? I would say primarily the truth singer. So I think, Delora, that's why you and I just resonate so much. I resonate with you so much. I used to be a lot singier. So whatever one resonates with you, please put it in the comments and I'll give you a little bit more detail if you want it. Okay. All right. So let's do. If you had anything that kind of popped in and you want to share, please feel free to share. I definitely want to see what you kind of came up with, or why you feel that resonance. I'm going to do this better here while I move you on to the next exercise. So what I'm going to invite you to do is I want you to think of a time, just a time, like a date, whether it's a date in your lifetime or it's a date in some other lifetime, or maybe it's a date where you were like, oh, I don't know why, but 1964 resonates with me right now, or 1832, or 2000 BC, or whatever, or just think of a date. Here, stop explaining. Think of a date, and I'm going to invite you to think about that, feel into it, feel into that date. What does that date mean to you? What meaning are you giving that date? What was happening at the time there that you think might have been happening at the time? What kind of people were around? What kind of archetypes were around at that time? Because there has been a development of archetypes. Like, for example, the truth singer may have been showing up more as the star word, many centuries ago. And then they kind of, I wouldn't say evolved, but I could say evolved into being more of those who kind of share information or awarenesses before just going into kind of an attack, which there is a light side and a dark side to all of these archetypes, right? I'm going to see if I can make it so that all of these can show up at once. Yeah. Okay. So think of that time, and I want you to write a paragraph, just a real quick paragraph, about some situation involving two characters And what would one character say to the other if they were convincing them of being more aware? More aware. Because the joy bringer helping someone be aware is different from the star ward helping someone be aware. So if you're resonating or you have the opposite resonance, right? You're like, ooh, I'm going to do something completely different and I'm going to defend or help someone understand from a completely different point of view and see how that feels. It could invoke a number of emotions, and that's okay. Because that's what writing is. It's about pulling up things that are in there, right? And we already have, if anyone is feeling like I'm feeling, we already have some things right at the surface as it is. All right. Delora is saying, and I haven't read it all the way, so I'm just going to read it straight out. Carrying the sword of truth is not only a responsibility, but also a quest. The one whom is ready to defend but never strike. We're watching and listening. We wait and allow it to unfold. Then bring enlightenment to the lesson. I love that. It's absolutely gorgeous, Delora. I love that. I love that. I love that. I think that's very much a healed Star Ward position, right? A very light on very good, very good, very healed Star Ward. Okay, so have that conversation where you're writing from the position of one of these archetypes that you either resonate with or you have the opposite resonance with, or just not much resonance with, because I think that we all have something. But I'll be quiet for just a moment while you do that. These are things you don't have to share with anyone. If you want to share, you can. But it doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be good. It's just about letting go. Letting the pen flow on the page, or typing, or speaking into your phone. Just let it flow. And it may not, even though I'm giving you one exercise, you may actually end up doing something completely different. And it's not about me or how I want you to do something. It is about getting the energy out of your body. So just start writing, let it go. So I'm going to share mine while you guys are finishing up. This is kind of what's in me, and it's actually coming from a pure light standpoint that feels because they're so innocent that it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that anyone would hurt another in any way, shape, or form. Knowingly or unknowingly, the pure light is so pure, right? Somewhat naive in ways, but I'll say the overview. The pure light embodies innocence, optimism, and unwavering faith and goodness of the world. This archetype sees the beauty in everything, finding joy in the smallest moments and offering hope to others. Now, if the pure light is having a dark moment, it's okay. It's okay, right? We can't, as human beings, these are archetypes. They can do whatever they want, right? They stay within their parameter. But as human beings, we run the spectrum. We run the gamut of emotions and feelings and experiences. So it's really difficult to play in one and not drop into other ones as we go, because that's just who we are. But if the pure light was having a moment where they were having a hard time with hope, I would think that this is off the fly, please love what I love, because it's so hard to love you when we disagree. I'm sad and feel very alone right now. My heart feels so empty. And I'm having a hard time filling with light. I don't understand why you would want to hurt people you love. And those are big feelings. And they're big feelings I have right now. And I think that they're big feelings that a lot of people are having right now. So I don't care about this being a downer. I don't care about this being not upbeat or full of happiness. When we write, we're activating parts of our brain that kind of sit dormant while we are getting through our day. You wake up, you take care of the dogs or the cats or fish or lizards, and you go get yourself ready, go to work or do your work, fulfill your obligations to your friends or family or spouses. And then if you're like me and you're of a certain age and you go to try to sleep, pee 3 or 5 more times, and then just kind of go, all right, now I'm going to think about every living thing that I've ever thought about my entire life. One thing that I like to do is write it. I'll write out what's going on in my head. And sometimes, not often, but sometimes I can't make these wheels stop turning until I start writing them out. It's almost as if, for me, because I've used this as a tool for so long, it closes the loop. And in psychology, I'll give you a perfect example. If you ever got an earworm, right? Like you have a song that goes over and over and over in your head, and it doesn't want to stop. Like it just keeps repeating, And I actually learned this one from a talk show host, weirdly enough. And he said, if you complete the loop of a song that you've got playing over and over in your mind, he said he used by Menon, right? If you remember that commercial, but it's kind of stops and pattern interrupts the earworm, or finish the song. Like if you have a song playing over in your head, a lot of times it stops and then restarts again. So finish the whole song or listen to the whole song, and that might help to close the loop. Same thing for me with my thoughts. If I let my thoughts run and I don't write them down, I don't feel kind of complete. So that's another exercise. If you find yourself kind of staying up at night and you're having a hard time going to sleep, try writing Nobody needs to see it. You can burn it. Like, don't, even if it's the meanest, harshest, nastiest, angriest stuff, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're any less lovable. It just means that you're processing and you're releasing, and that's okay. Let yourself do that right now. Let's take a minute and just have you decompress that whole piece. Close some of the loops that you have open. All right, I'm going to give you 1 minute. Close some of the loops. At least just find one loop that you've been stuck on, and go ahead and write it out as fast as you possibly can. Don't edit it. Just get it out of your body. The tactile movement also is really helpful because it's going from here and here and here and here. It's coming out through your hands. And if you're an energy worker like I am, it's very powerful to do this exercise. I've got my friends here talking here. Why doesn't glue to the inside? That is such a great question. Let me tell you guys what it was. Dolores says, why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle? Gotta close that loop. It's the viscosity of the plastic. I just love that. It's so great. Write it out. Write. What are you writing out? I see people popping in. What are you writing out? Just any loops you haven't closed around anything that you're feeling. Just so you know, this is a whiteboard behind me. It's a little dirty. I did try to clean it. And I'll make some announcements as to why there is a whiteboard behind me, but and not my typical starlight. But that'll be later. Go ahead, write out, close the loops. Close the loops. Anything you've been thinking about, you've been having a hard time with, you've been struggling with, just write it out. It's important. Like, I see a lot of people processing online, and that's one great way to do it. But just know you are a writer. If you're processing a lot of stuff online, you are writing. Right? People don't think of it like that, or and not necessarily. I mean, it could be information. It could be helping people understand where you're coming from. It could be helping people be like, I need a moment. Please don't come after me. But yeah, whatever that is. And Delora, I recommend Googling why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle. Oh. If you're just joining us now, we are looking at the archetypes: the pure light, the soulkin, the star ward, the heart's worn, the horizon walker, the chain breaker, the soul flame, the manifested, the joy bringer, the truth singer, the alchemist, and the realm binder. Now, they tend to go along with traditional archetypes, right? So, for example, the pure light is going to be the innocent. The manifester is going to be the creator. The soul flame is going to be the lovers. I think the truth singer is the sage, I believe. The alchemist is the alchemist. That one I don't think changed. Realm binder is the ruler. And so when we write from these places, we pull in a different perspective, right? Right? Well, my dog wants to get out of the bedroom. Hold on a second. She has a different sleep schedule than I do. She likes to sleep late. So let's see, where was I? So the pure light and the star ward are going to come from two very different perspectives. So you could take the same topic. So let's do that now. Let's take the topic of, I have so many topics in my head right now. None of them probably appropriate. Let's take the topic of friendship. Take the topic of friendship. The pure light will look at friendship differently than the Star Ward. So I'm going to invite you to take 2 of these, and they kind of inform what they are, don't they? The Soul Kin is the everyday man. That might be a little bit more difficult to know. I think the other ones are relatively self-explanatory. The Alchemist is, I do want to tell you what that one is, because that one is really kind of cool. Honey, these came to me. Okay, so some of it I'm like through and through, because it's very much me, but other of them I may not be quite as. All right. The Alchemist is a master of transformation, using intuition, creativity, and vision to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. This archetype is adept at seeing possibilities where others see limitations, crafting new paths, and manifesting ideas into reality. The Alchemist focuses on change, growth, and the magic of creation, blending logic with intuition to create something powerful and lasting. So, in case you didn't know what the Alchemist was, that's what that one is. And that one is really helpful, I think, right now for me. So I might write about friendship from that perspective. So if I were writing about it, I might say, if I have someone in my life that I disagree with, I might choose to I'm going to say it kind of in a woo-woo way, but let's say we were going back in time. We were in the 1600s or the Middle Ages or something like that, the Dark Ages. I might write to that as, how can I lay that on the altar of transformation? Do I have to be involved in that process at all? Can I just allow? So the Alchemist might be at his or her crafting table, altar. I think we're all just witches. All of us who just craft all the time. Those Cricut machines. Witchcraft. Okay. So when I need that. But that alchemy of blending the understandings of who we are and how we are and what causes us to grow, and allowing the potions and the notions to get tossed out from time to time, so writing to that, would be something to think about. So I'm going to invite you to take one of these archetypes or 2 of these archetypes and write from a place of the topic of friendship. The topic of friendship. I'll give you a couple minutes. Gigi, you're watching me. Gigi. Delora, people often tell me that I'm extra. Me too. I'm not extra. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I can be, but I'm not. I'm mostly reserved. I just wanted to be like you for a moment, Delora. I want to be like you because I like you. Gigi is watching. Hi, Gigi. I love you, Gigi. You good girl, Gigi. Tell Mama I said hi. Tell your daughter I said hi. Gigi, which one of these is resonating with you? I don't know if you have the ability to. I love you too, baby. Baby doll. I just miss you. I just missed you so much, honey. I needed to feel my soul kin right there. I needed to feel my everyday family love with you, Gigi. Which one of these is resonating with you right now? My dogs are all over the place this morning. Pure light, the soulkin, the star ward, the heartsworn. Heartsworn is the caregiver, and I feel like that's very much you. But you are definitely that truth singer. You have that, the chain breaker. You have that kind of thing going on. Definitely the alchemist. But which one do you resonate with? I could be wrong, and I know I didn't give you any examples here, but just pop in the comments and tell me what you think might be. You are the pure light. You are the pure light. Let me tell you what that one is. Again, I'm going to wrap up here in just a few minutes, but I'm so glad you came on, Gigi. The pure light embodies innocence, optimism, and unwavering. Excuse me. The pure light embodies innocence, optimism, and unwavering faith in the goodness of the world. This archetype sees the beauty in everything, finding joy in the smallest moments, and offering hope to others. Let me show you the challenges that a pure light faces. A pure light may struggle with writing about darker or more complex themes, may avoid conflict, leading to overly idealistic or shallow narratives, needs to ensure that optimism doesn't come across as naivete. Naivete. And I think that you, Gigi, represent the higher standards. I don't think that you fall into those challenges at all. Like when we're talking about writing through the archetypes, we're essentially looking at characters that might represent, these archetypal kind of figures. But when we're looking at it from our standpoint, because we generally, when most people write a story, they write themselves in there. They will write themselves in there somehow, whether it's through a minor character, or through one of the main characters. And the reason why is because we're processing our pain, our fear, our doubt, our love, our joy, our creativity, in some way helping ourselves understand ourselves better through the art form of writing. And so I think, though, when it comes to archetypes in general, we demonstrate and pull in all of these to some varying degree, right? So those things that challenge a pure light are not really your challenges, because I think you're more of an alchemist, you're more of a truth singer, you're more of a chain breaker, which is that rebel, because you're not afraid to look at reality of the situation and know that there's things that are happening as a result of choices, and choices that are forced upon us in many ways. So, but this is so true about you. Childlike wonder and curiosity, unshakable belief in the inherent goodness of the world, a beacon of positivity, lifting others to their hopeful perspective. And I know as we come through challenges, it's easier to tap into that, but sometimes we need to be the chain breaker because that's what's resonating with us in that moment. But I do feel that you are that, you are that pure light, for sure, and innocence and love. Gigi says, I think I'm all of them. Yeah, we are in varying degrees. I think the only one I don't, for me, resonate with the most is probably the heartsworn. The heartsworn is the caregiver. I'm not a very good caregiver. I have care and I like to give, but I'm not very good at that. And there are people who are expert, thrive, and develop, and are the caregivers of this world that we absolutely need. But we also need to know, I think, what we are really strong at and lean into that, because we're going to feel more at ease, too. Kenny Kansas watching. Hi, Ken. I love you. I really liked talking to you the other day. So yeah, here we are. These are the archetypes. The soulkin, the star ward, star heartsworn. So last exercise, and then I'll hop off of here. I've been on here for an hour. Weird. How did that happen? I'm doing this for me. This is all for me. Okay, now you would have maybe taken some time, figured out which one you were. Maybe you put me on mute so you could write a little bit. You've looked at a date and time and written about something in that time frame. Whatever was going on. I gave you an example of The Alchemist. Maybe going back in time. Maybe you've written that conversation with your friend, from one of these different perspectives. You learned a little bit, about some of these. And like I said, I'm going to do a free class probably within the next week on writing through the archetypes. And it'll be a straight up writing class, more of a creative writing class. This is more of a Kira's processing class. And I just want to see people on here that love me. What did she say? Dolores says, truth can be ugly and still be applauded for being authentic. For being authentic. I can't disagree with that. I needed you today, and here you are. DD. I needed you today, and here you are. Let's read the Soulkin, because that one is what's happening between me and Gigi right now. The Soulkin represents community, belonging, and down-to-earth wisdom. This archetype thrives in familiar environments where they feel a deep connection with others, offering support, relatability, and steadfastness. What a great word steadfastness is. Let's breathe into that word. Support, relatability, and steadfastness. I think when we have acquaintances, are people that pop into our life. I loved what Janet Zavala said the other day. She said, let's normalize speaking specifically about who people are to us, right? And I think the normalization was things like coworker, acquaintance, client, whatever. Not everyone is your friend. And I really liked that because there's when I think of friend, the word friend, there is in me, I don't like the word obligation. We'll find another word, but I need to be conscientious, deeply conscientious to how I show up in their life and in what ways I'm willing to receive how they show up in mine. And even though a relationship is two people making an independent choice that coincides with each other, like if I decide to take a walk and you decide to take a walk, and we suddenly happen to be walking together, and it's like, oh, this is so nice because we naturally made this choice. Gigi is saying here, I needed you today, and here you are. We're walking each other home today, my love, right? And so when we coincide with this energy. Now, do we always coincide with each other? Do we see each other every day? Some friends do, some friends don't, but that doesn't make them any less a friend, right? So Soulkin representing that community, belonging, and that down-to-earth wisdom, and that relatability and steadfastness, connection, community, right, is what we are experiencing right now. So I can call people my friend. Gigi is my friend, right? We are coinciding together on this journey right now. And that means something to me because I feel that steadfastness with her, right? I feel the steadfastness with you, Gigi, my love. Delora, commitment. You're saying commitment to the class. I'm going to do the class is free next week, into next week probably. And I'm going to, I'm just putting it out there so that folks can have a space, and you'll just register for it. I'll put it out there this week sometime. Unless you're talking about commitment, like to one another, I'm talking about friendship. Um, I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, let's see. So what was I going to do? I can't remember what I was going to do. Okay. So not all of my neurons are firing on full. Okay. Let's just be real. um, let's see. Okay. I went on a meandering jaunt there. Okay. So the last exercise we're going to do is what, universe? Tell me what. You've already kind of written out all of your emotions, all the stuff that's going on. And hi, Chris Ann, by the way. You know what? Let's just do a closing kind of meditation, relaxation moment to just clear the energy. So if you've written something that has felt a little bit strong, till Laura goes, wait, let's do an Etch-a-Sketch and just shake it up and start over. I'm on. Anybody else down for an Etch-a-Sketch moment? Let's do that. Let's go ahead and actually do kind of a fun little exercise to Etch-a-Sketch our mind. Or defrag a bit. Take a couple good deep breaths. Close your eyes if you're able to. You don't need to see me. Look at me, Lord. You don't need to see me. Take a couple more good breaths. Exhale deeper than you're inhaling. You can hear me and breathe at the same time, I promise. I'm going to invite you to imagine that you're walking into a room. And it's kind of cluttered. There's a lot of stuff going on in this room. And as you walk around the room, you notice that there are things that just don't really need to be there anymore. You're ready to let go of, or it just doesn't feel right in this room anymore. And I invite you to imagine that at the back of the room there's 3 boxes. And you have a bit of a pathway so you can get to them. Everything is okay. I'm going to invite you just to look at the box marked trash. I'm going to invite you to take all the trash, all the stuff, that can be recycled or that can be, taken out. Go ahead and put all of that stuff in that box. Just this is a mental exercise. Just put all that stuff in that box. All the stuff, the clutter that you don't need anymore. Maybe it's even some cleaning stuff where you've been trying to clean things up, right, a bit, and it's just like, no, you don't want to use that old cleaning stuff anymore. You're just going to let go of it. Get rid of all of that stuff. And we hold that box up to the light of understanding. And that light begins to glow around that box. And everything that's in that box just disappears. Disappears. Another good breath. And as you look around, you notice there are things that you'd like to give. Things you don't need anymore. Maybe there are old understandings or wisdom or just a lamp somewhere. You're like, I think I want to give that away. I think somebody else will find that useful. And put that in that give box. But I don't need it cluttering up my mind. I don't need instant access to it. I already have it integrated. But I can clear it off my plate a bit and let that go. All those things into that give box. All those things. And a nice breath. And lift that box up to the light of understanding. And let that light amplify the good energy of that knowing. Yeah. Nice breath. And all of those things disappear in that box. They go to where they need to go. They go back to where they belonged to begin with, or they go back to a charitable situation in which others may find it more useful. And then you have the keep box. So everything left in this room, and it's like Hermione's purse, okay? Plenty of room in there. All the stuff you want to keep in the keep box. And lift that up to the light of understanding. Lifting that up to the light of understanding. And letting that amplify the energy of your already knowing. You're already knowing. Amplify your wisdom. Amplify your experience. All the things you want to keep. And then I'll invite you to now put it all back out into this room. Cleared, calm, peaceful, at ease, less cluttered, clean, and the curiosity of what's next. What new thing will you learn today that will integrate more deeply into your understanding and into your awareness? Because you've cleaned out, cleared out, moved out anything that's no longer needed, wanted, or desired. And another deep breath. Exhale deeper than you inhaled. And another nice sigh there. And another. My soulkin, mi familia, my friends. I am grateful to share this time with you and this space with you. There will be more to come. I'm probably going to try to pop on here the next couple of days and just say hi and let you know as the class kind of shapes up for next week. Again, it's going to be free. We're going to do it via Zoom. It'll be private, and it'll be fun, probably. And transformation is fun to me, even if it's hard. So, but it doesn't have to be, and it can be also just a really enjoyable time where we just write together. Spend some time writing together. Thank you for spending this time writing with me, even though it was very impromptu, very kind of like, what? I don't know why am I doing this? But seeing those of you on here, purposeful, Dolores says, seeing you guys on here has made a tremendous difference in my heart and my being. And so I'm very grateful to you. So be sure to, if you haven't already, open your eyes. Got to remember to do those things. Open your eyes, come back fully to wide awake consciousness and awareness. Continue with your day. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you again soon. Sending love, Gigi. Sending love to you, my heart. Sending love to you, Delora. We've got good work ahead. Good work. I love you guys. Take care.